Welcome to the April 2024 St. Albert housing market update. In this video, we are going to go over the statistics and results from last month, March 2024. Then we're going to dive into the benchmark prices. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the highest priced and the lowest priced sale that happened last month. We'll be able to look inside at the pictures and show you guys what that was all about. My name's Evan Cochlin, and I'm a real estate agent here in St. Albert and the Edmonton area. And if you have any questions about what we'll be discussing today, or if you're looking to buy or sell a property and you need some help, my contact information will be in the description below. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Please consider also checking out my channel, as I do lots of content specifically about St. Albert, but also Edmonton. And I'll be doing one of these market update videos every single month moving forward, so be sure to subscribe for those. All right, so let's get right into it here. Now, we're gonna start off with the average prices. The single family market in St. Albert is definitely the biggest out of all the markets. St. Albert is mainly a city comprised of single family homes. There's a lot of new townhouses going up right now, but very few apartment complexes. So when we're looking at the average prices for townhouses and apartments specifically, try not to get too hung up with these numbers, because as we'll go into in a second, the volume numbers for these sectors is very small. So one outlier is going to affect the average price quite a bit. But single family, last month our single family average price was $562,973. That is down 0.5% month over month. I would say pretty much even with last month, not much of a change there. We are up 5.1% year over year though. And in the townhouse sector, we are at $297,266, which is an 8.7% increase over last month and a 9.1% decrease over last year. Like I said, don't get too hung up on the averages for these sectors because they are very low volume sectors of the market. We're going to look at the benchmark prices at the end, which will give you a more apples to apples comparison. In the apartment sector, we've got an average price of $244,737, which is a decrease of just under 17% month over month and an increase of 7% year over year. Now, moving into the sales volume, this is where things get a little bit interesting. In the single family market, March 2024, there were 92 sales recorded. That is an increase a month over month of 16.5% in volume. This is very, very normal. As we get into the spring market, things do start to get much busier. So we're going to see this number continue to increase as the weather warms up and people get into the mood of moving. Year over year though, up 37.3%. So we're seeing a lot more action happening in the market this year compared to last. Now, where it gets really interesting is when we look at the sales related to their list prices. Out of the 92 sales, 2 of them sold directly at list price and 31 of them sold for over list price, which is actually quite unprecedented in the St. Albert market. We're having a lot of listings sell over list price right now. 59 of them were under list price as well. Now we go into the townhouse sector. Like I said, a much smaller sector of the market here in St. Albert. 18 total sales last month, which is 350% more than the previous month and 38% more than the previous year. The townhouse sector is getting a lot busier, and I'm noticing this myself as well. The first home buyer has decided lots of times that a townhouse is a good place to start. And I mean, it's a nice affordable sector of the market where you can get a house that is really yours and it feels like a single family house because you have your own entrance and stuff like that. But the sales prices are much more reasonable as well. In the townhouse sector, 2 of those 18 sold at list price, 4 for over list price, and 12 just under list price. Now we go into the apartment sector, the smallest sector of the St. Albert market. Total 8 sales happened last month. That's down 11% since the previous month and 50% down year over year. 2 of them sold right at list price, 0 sold over list price, and 6 under list price. This is where we look at active listings or inventory available on the market right now. The single family market has 179 homes available. The townhouse market has 27 and the apartment market has 28. Now, this is where we look at the months of supply, and this is going to be whenever you hear realtors talking about seller's market, balanced market, or buyer's market, the months of supply is going to be the biggest determining factor of which state we're going to be in. The way that you calculate this number is you take the total active listings and you divide it by the sales volume from the previous month, and then you get your total months of supply. And this number means for the single family market, if we didn't get any more new listings, we would be out of inventory in 2.3 months. In the townhouse sector, we're even less than that with only 1.5 months of supply, and in the apartment sector, 3.1 months of supply. Now I've got this little graph at the bottom here to show you what the market conditions will look like. Typically anything less than 3 months of supply will be a seller's market, meaning there's not enough inventory available and there's a lot of buyers competing for the same inventory. That's where you're going to see lots of overlist priced sales, which we are exactly what we're seeing in the single family and the townhouse sector right now. So the single family and the townhouse sector are definitely in sellers markets right now. It's very, very competitive. And then the apartment sector is more balanced for sure. Oops, there we go. Now this is new listings. This is going to be what will affect that market condition the most moving forward. We need new listings to come to the market every single month for us to keep a healthy balance. In the single family market, we saw 131 new listings come in March 2024, which is a 10% increase from February. Also very common. Lots of people don't typically love to list their home when it's cold outside and it's still the winter time because nobody wants to move in the cold, obviously. So we're going to see more listings coming up here over the next few months, definitely. We are down though 3.7% over last year in new listings. So we're seeing less inventory to start off this year than we did last year. In the townhouse sector, we're seeing quite a bit of new listings hit the market. 53% increase month over month with 23 new listings in March. And that's also a 35% year over year increase as well. Now, I want to mention quickly that the new construction industry in St. Albert is putting up quite a bit of townhouses right now. So lots of these new listings are newer builds in the new developments like South Riel, like Chiro, and Jensen Lakes as well as Riverside. So the apartment sector, 19 new listings last month, 111% increase over the previous month, and that's a 36.7% decrease year over year in new listings for apartments. Now we go into days on market. This is how long is it usually taking to sell a listing in each of these markets. So in the single family space, 35 days average to sell a property, and that's down 15 days month over month. So we're seeing things moving much, much quicker right now. And that's down two days year over year because last year during this time was also a very quick market too. Townhouses, 28 days on market average. That's down 14 days month over month and 24 days year over year. Like I said, the townhouse market is heating up quite a bit and we are seeing things going very, very quickly in that sector for sure. The apartment sector, 40 days average on market. That's down 10 days since the previous month and down 5 days year over year. Now we're going to transition quickly to the home price index tool. So I'm going to show you this here. So the home price index tool, this is going to give us the benchmark price. It'll basically show us an apples to apples comparison and it removes the outliers for you. So when you see big changes in average prices due to one super expensive sale that happened and it affected the entire stat, this is going to kind of remove that so we can see exactly what the market's doing. Now I'm going to shorten this up to go from January 2018. I guess actually first, what I want you guys to quickly look at. So this red line here is the single family market. Now, obviously, as any market will, there's going to be some ups and downs, but over the long term, you can see that the single family market does generally appreciate over time. Now, contrary to that, the apartment market, as you can see, over the course of time, it really doesn't move too much. And traditionally, the townhouse market does the same thing. It doesn't really move too much. We're starting to see the townhouse market taking off right now, but the general rule of thumb is if you're buying a property for appreciation in the Edmonton or St. Albert market, you're going to be better off with a single family house. You're not going to see some long-term appreciation typically in the apartment or the townhouse space. So just keep that in mind. Depending on your goals, you might want to adjust what you're looking for. We're going to shorten this up to go from January 2018. So right now, the single family benchmark price is $511,600. And last year at this time, we were at $467,600. So we have seen quite an increase in just 1 year for the single family market. Now, if we go to the townhouse space, we're going to see a benchmark price of $289,700. And last year at the same time, we were sitting at $268,500. So we've also seen a decent increase in the townhouse market. Now, the apartment sector, that's where you're going to see more stagnant prices usually. We're going to look here at March 2023 to 24. So March 2023 was $228,200, and in 2024 it was $232,000. So really not much. I mean, a slight increase, but not enough to tell your friends about, really. So, okay. Now, lastly, I want to show you guys the highest price and the lowest price sale for each of these sectors in the last month. We're going to start with the single family sector first, and I'll show you the highest price sale that happened in March 2024, and that was this Sarasota built home in Jensen Lakes, which is one of the more premier communities in St. Albert. It's got a private lake with beach access, and there's some huge estate houses getting built in there. This is a almost 4,000 square foot home built in Jensen Lakes. It's not actually done yet, it doesn't look like, but this bad boy sold for $2.74 million. And the cheapest sale that happened in the single family space for St. Albert March 2024 was this half duplex in Ainsdale. I actually showed this to a client of mine. It wasn't too bad inside. It definitely needed some work, but that's why the price was so low. This was an 1,100 square foot half duplex with no garage. It just had a parking pad. Decent sized yard actually, but the deck kind of needed a little bit of work. But we'll look inside here and show you what the inside looked like. It was one of the things that I mentioned to my client when we were walking through this house is there was a lot of colors going on. Every single wall seemed to be a different painted color on it. But a decent little house actually. And Ainsdale is a nice community that's close to Edmonton. So this was a pretty good buy actually. And that's the backyard. Like I said, the deck needed some work for sure, but not too bad. Now this house sold for $310,000 and it was listed for $300,000. So it sold for $10,000 over list price in a matter of 10 days. Now we're going to go check out the townhouse space here. The most expensive townhouse that was sold in St. Albert for March was this guy right here. This is a brand new construction townhouse built in South Riel. These are some beautiful townhomes going up right now, and they're still being constructed. This one sold for $495,000. It was on the market for quite a while, as new homes typically do. They do take a bit longer to sell for sure. But these are super nice, super modern townhouses that are going up in South Riel in St. Albert here. Now, it looks like some pretty beautiful finishings, a nice big window there at the back. And this is a more quiet area that's close to the Lois Hole Provincial Park, so there's lots of nice trails to walk around in this area too. And it's also very close to the Enjoy Center, which has some beautiful a beautiful restaurant inside the greenhouse that has a glass ceiling. It's called the Glass House, and they've got a nice bakery in there, and I believe some shops where you can buy organic foods and such too. So 1,700 square foot townhouse that sold for $495,000. Now we'll go into the lowest price sale for townhouses in March 2024, which was this guy right here, 66 Grandin Village. Grandin is a beautiful community. These townhouses, there's a lot of them in there. The Grandin Village complex has quite a bit of units in there. This thing sold for $190,000 in just 2 days, and it was listed for $199,000. So in 2 days, they got $9,000 off the list price, which is actually pretty decent. It doesn't look like there's more than one photo on this, unfortunately. So there's not really much to show you on this particular listing, but this was a 1,200 square foot townhouse with 3 beds and 1.5 bathrooms in Grandin. And the condo fees for this one were $396 a month, which covers your exterior maintenance, your snow removal, and your reserve fund and professional management. All right, let's go to the apartments. Now, the highest price sale apartment was this guy right here that is in the Botanica building right by the police station. This is a beautiful building that has some beautiful apartments inside of it. This one sold for $635,000 in 42 days. And this was, let's see, I think it was a top floor. Yeah, I think this was a top floor unit here. Nice backing onto the river. Very central location in St. Albert. My favorite coffee shop is right here, the Good Earth Cafe. That's where I like to go meet my clients when we're first meeting each other. But yeah, this is a beautiful looking apartment here. Nice high ceilings, it looks like. Big open concept living room there. And I think, yeah, it backs onto the river with the big windows there to have a nice river view. So yeah, this one sold for $635,000. And then last but not least, the least expensive apartment sold last month was this one here at the Altour Waterfront building on 47 Sturgeon Road. This property sold for $105,000. It did take quite a long time to sell, 196 days, but let's take a look inside of it. Had a nice little kitchen in there. Outdoor parking. Looks like some updated floors, some stainless steel appliances. Not bad at all. And like I said, Grandin is a beautiful community. There's lots of trees, nice trails in there as well. Looks like the carpets maybe were a little bit older and stained, but this is definitely not a bad buy. And these people got this for $105,000. It was listed for $115,000. All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in to the St. Albert Market Update. Like I mentioned, I'll be doing one of these every single month, so if you're interested in staying up to date, please hit that subscribe button below. If you got any questions or need some help, contact information is in the description. Until next time, cheers.